Hello, my name is Mehta-Malhotra. I'm a grade 12 student at Mulgrave School in West Vancouver, British Columbia, and I'm going to be speaking to you about the Announcements for Climate Hope program. This program was created by myself and Dr. Ellen Kelsey, a climate scholar and author of Hope Matters at the University of Victoria in British Columbia. So, Announcements for Climate Hope is a database of 150 positive, evidence based, local and global climate news and action prompts for schools. It's housed on the Door Number One website, and announcements can be disseminated daily or weekly. The website includes a guide on how to create news if students want to make their own, with sources ranked in 3 tiers, as well as a video on an example of how news should look, and an explanation of what the news is, our contacts, and more. We are currently onboarding schools to pilot this program. So before I get into more of the details of it, I wanted to share how Announcements for Climate Hope came about. So in April 2022, I attended an online lecture by Dr. Ellen Kelsey, and then in February 2023, I met her at the Independent Schools of British Columbia Climate Action Conference and attended her keynote speech. Then, May 2023, I reached out to Dr. Kelsey to see if I could help her spread climate hope during the summer. And as you can see on the right, and as you can see in this presentation, that did happen. We worked together for 4 weeks during the summer and, are still working together now. You can see here, the text in black is Dr. Kelsey's initial write-up, and in purple is what I had added in at the end of May when we started brainstorming this. So I'm going to get into the process of creation of Announcements for Climate Hope, which we shorten to Hope for Climate for Instagram handles and things like that. So Dr. Kelsey and I worked together online. During the first week, I scoured the internet to find the best climate news sources possible. A personal favorite that I recommend is Happy Eco News, and as mentioned, these sources are available on our website. I was pleasantly surprised that I felt myself becoming more and more happy and hopeful as I did this, because having consumed negative climate news in mainstream media for years, this was quite a shift, and it helped me realize the true magnitude of good being done for our planet. So I hope that it does the same for others. In week 2, we focused on figuring out the format of the announcements and designing mock-ups. Dr. Kelsey's insight on global treaties and trends was really, really helpful because it helped me take a broader worldview to sustainable solutions. And she was able to give me information that I may not have been able to easily find myself, or comment on larger things happening. For example, when I was researching about ocean conservation, she mentioned a treaty that the UN was introducing for waters. Then in week 3, I poured over articles and sorted them into categories, from reforestation technology to climate litigation. Week 4 was focused on outreach and the organization of this database, and throughout we did use Instagram to try and garner some attention and just see what the announcements would look like visually. And this is an example of how, we were able to shift and improve something throughout those weeks. So my initial main way of presenting this was centering the news around a main article, and then having 2 related articles that just connected with that main one, as well as a wider movement piece that connected with the main one and action that connected to the article. But I realized that since these all connected, why not put them under a unifying theme? So I did that, and it was, far more suitable for this. And we still have the an online template like this available if students in schools want to disseminate this news visually. So now you know how this project came to be. I wanted to share my passion for the work. So first, the need for positivity and my desire to bring positivity to this space. So working with kids at my school and then meeting more kids at different conferences, all involved in climate action, I saw how disheartened they were with the trajectory of our planet. And I just felt like I should do something about this. I felt it saddened me because I've been disheartened before too, and we are often stuck in a state of apathy and a state of sadness, which stops us from taking action. So programs like this inspire more action and shift things for the better. Additionally, I believe in the power of school-based initiatives. Most of my experience in climate action, has been school-based, started off school-based, is connected to schools. And through the fast fashion project that I started at my school, I realized how much can be done when you involve students from different clubs and in different divisions and teachers. And I think schools are just a really good starting point for climate initiatives. And from this Clothing Conscious project, I used it as a bit of a inspiration for Hope for Climate, because with Clothing Conscious, I had this program going at my school, and I had initiatives going, and then I made a general guide on how to start up fast fashion initiatives at any schools, and I was able to bring them to different schools in Canada, and I'm still doing that. Additionally, I also strongly care for the environment, and I'm interested in structured ideation and creation. So the project that happened here, Announcements for Climate Hope, just really suited me. I also wanted to share some challenges and how we overcame them. So first, the organization of announcements. As mentioned, we shifted around how the news was framed. Then the length. I realized that I don't have to make announcements super long or make full summaries of articles, and that titles were enough given that we provided links. And then we divided them into these general categories, which also helped on the website. And then also social media attention was difficult to garner. So I found that personal connections were the solution to that, and reaching out directly to people was the solution to that, and to schools. Ending this presentation by sharing some tips for others. Firstly, start with the low-hanging fruit. Think, what comes easy to you? What is fun for you? And go from there. Second, don't be afraid to ask for help. Throughout this project, I had the help of Dr. Ellen Kelsey, and her insight was invaluable. But I also found that I turned to resources like Google. I found ideas there, I found connections there, and I think we should all do the same. Also, don't get discouraged by low participation initiatives, whatever your initiative be, whether it's climate related or even otherwise, because I think good things take time and effort does pay off over time. Additionally, I think any active efforts to increase your climate handprint is climate action. Don't undervalue what you're doing for the climate or think it has to fit underneath a certain category within a certain box. And finally, a little bit of a fun one is that Google Docs is your friend. Write down your thoughts and ideas as they come to you, or at least record them in some way, shape, or form. During this project, I actually used my phone and recorded video logs of my thoughts, and then I also wrote down my ideas as they came to me, and I just found that extremely helpful. Because, who knows, you might be able to use a quote for later, and you might be able to draw on that in another project. Yeah, but that concludes the presentation on announcements for Climate Hope. And a reminder that you can check out our website right here. And this is what it looks like. It's on door number 1, Hope for Climate. You can look at news by clicking it. And you can read about different stories and click those and then read about more. So I recommend using this website. Reach out to me if you have any questions. And if you want to start this program officially, just go on the website, contact us, or use the resources as you see fit. But just let us know if you have any feedback. Thank you so much.